I think when men hear women say the way that you speak to me, we're not asking you to have a soft female tone or nothing like that. When we're talking about tone and delivery, I'm not really sure how men interpret that. But when we say that, it always seems like a negative response from men when we're like, watch your tone and the way that you say stuff to me. I don't know if they think we're meaning like, oh, you got to be soft and talk like a woman. We're not saying that. You know, like we're not saying that because then if you do that, we're gonna be like, yo, like put some
Don't
bass in
patron,
your voice.
don't pa- don't patronize me.
Right?
Who you think you talking to? Like
Exactly.
I'm, I'm not
Exactly.
your kid.
We gonna
And,
look.
and then too, there again too, I think that it's no different from going to a neighborhood that you go into certain neighborhoods and they don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know people like that. You got to know how to talk to people. You ain't just going to go up in people's neighborhood and be acting all strong with. You're going to test the water. You'll be like, okay, I'm going to be chill because I don't know these folks like that. And it's the same type of approach until you at least get to know that person. And when you get to know a person, then you'll know how to talk to a person. They'll take it like that's our relationship. Like I know he means well for me. But if you talk about strangers, they don't know you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be having the AP situation over. AP had to dip on us for a second.
Hey, no,
I was
they still.
like,
Hey, look, no, for real, they out here wilding. Like
AP.
there's been a cop car zooming up and down the street. I haven't seen anybody run from the woods yet, but I wish they would. I hope they don't, but I wish they would.
And I think that it's I didn't mean to do that. I think that it's important to understand this is men and women. I don't think that women should bash men. You have a healthy conversation. And I don't think men should bash women. I think it's okay for two people to have a healthy conversation. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
is it really bad? Okay, I guess for me, I need to understand what bashing is.
Oh, that's the
Are
light.
we what we what are we saying bashing is? Because I know on both sides, I've seen where women have made points about men and where men have made points about women that were true. But then those who are on the receiving end of the hard truth respond in a way that you got to get defensive, or then you want to say, well, here's the hard truth for you too. You know what I'm saying? That back and forth.
I think,
So
but
what's bashing, I guess.
bashing is when you see them women on there, "Nigga, you ain't did it." Bashing is what it sound like. Maybe we don't do it, but I've seen women bash men, maybe not on necessarily the show or any shows I've been on, but I've seen women on reels bashing men.
Mhm.
I've seen it.
Uh, I've seen it both sides. I've seen it both ways. No cap.
I was talking it more in like this YouTube space, but yeah, I've definitely seen it on like IG. But
Yeah.
I haven't actually I take that back one time, but that was that whole situation when Cookie and what's his name when we ended up doing that follow-up show. What's his name? I forgot his name.
I don't know his name either. Kenny.
Kenny, yes, Kenny P. Yeah, like I've
Oh, y'all didn't even get that resolved on the follow up show. That was
yeah,
like
I was
that
resolved.
was.
Sometimes
For me,
you gotta let
it
it
was
go.
resolved. For Cookie made it clear, which is what she was saying. She didn't change from it. She stood 10 toes down. I'm good. Like I'm good on that. But
I,
I that's the only I'll say one time that I've seen like that on in this space on the panels or what have you. But for the
I said
most
I've
part,
seen it. I've seen it several times, but here's where it comes in. Here's what it comes down to. You got two prideful people, two people choosing not to actually humble themselves and take the higher road. Um, the men are afraid of. I don't want to. I'm gonna say it. Men are afraid of other men saying, "Oh man, well, I can't believe you bowed down to that bitch,"
mhm,
and getting that type of rhetoric thrown at them. And I think once you women get in that headspace, period, y'all ain't pulling off. Y'all ain't pulling back. Like that, just by the nature of it, y'all ain't pulling back.
Mhm.
Um, which is why oftentimes I personally don't care what the chat says. So I'm like, you know what? I was wrong about that. You know what? You was right. That's on me. You know what? I was out of line. That's my bad. And I don't think enough people are willing to do that because nobody wants to be on a viral clip at being the one that's backing down.
I think
Nobody
it
wants
was.
to be humble
Yep.
and say and really say, you know what, I was foul. Like um, I think it was 3 weeks ago on a King Talk. Marcus and somebody else, the dude said something, and Marcus was like, "Yo, you know what? I don't really appreciate." It was Bruiser, as a matter of fact, and Marcus was like, "Yo, I didn't appreciate the way you said that to me." It took Bruiser probably every bit of 15 minutes to finally say, "You know what? My bad, brother.
Hmm.
Like, you know what? It's okay. Humble yourself."
Mhm.
Sometimes, and you don't know. Here's the other part. Some people communicate so poorly, and I'm not saying this was that situation, but some people communicate so poorly that they don't understand that they A have just disrespected somebody, or B know how to say, yo, that was disrespectful to me,
Hmm.
and immediately jump into either a defensive or offensive posture. Like you sometimes take a step back and recognize that even though you could be right, you could have been wrong in how you said what you said. Maybe that was the case. And if you were wrong in saying how you said what you said, go ahead and own it. Fuck it. Make me viral for saying, you know what, my bad mistaken. You know what, the way I came off just now was incorrect and foul. Too
You
many
know,
people, not enough people will do that.
I think that that's the issue. I think you just spoke of the issue. I think that many people are trying to be viral, right? And in their pursuit of being viral, they say some things that we usually see that are viral, especially when it comes to our people, right? It's usually not the good stuff. It's that, and I do believe that that's intentional. One is entertaining. I get it. It's clickbait. People the most comments, and let's just be honest, YouTube is a business. But I think that we as a people, we do things for that viral moment, right? And talk about that viral moment, that balloon popping got to go. I hate that show. I
You
hate
know, that
that
I
show.
like it, to be
that
honest. And the
like
reason
that could actually be a really good show.
If it were,
That could like I love the concept of it. The concept is really solid. You
I
know
could see.
what? There's certain things about you I'm not feeling. We're not a match. Let me go ahead and not waste your time. Let me pop the balloon, tell you why you're not a match for me. But here is what happens too oftentimes, in my opinion. Ooh, this is my chance because the show is so popular. It's getting
To
100,000 views in 2 weeks. So now I'm gonna pop my balloon and tell you that you got an acorn shaped head to see how you respond, and then we can go back and forth, and then I can tell you you ain't shit. And now we're I'm viral, and people are actually hitting me up in my DMs for interviews, and now I'm getting paid for interviews. Come to find out, I was just the dumb plumber who didn't actually own my job, own my own truck.